What's up, everybody? Welcome to another first round Super Mario Bros. 1 Any Percent tournament match. Today we've got PM versus Noob Guy. I'm Curvis54. Commentating with me today is Skyhopper.
Hello.
Sky, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
And with us also to do a quick pre-race interview is PM. How are you feeling?
Really nervous, honestly. I think it's my first time in a big tournament like this.
You're going to do great. I know you've been practicing a lot. Do you feel like you've learned new strats just for this tournament, or are you sticking with what you know?
I've never done runs with the Fire Mario in any percent, but I feel like that's the more safe strategy for this tournament.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of different players do that. So I think we are going to go ahead and get started. Are both the runners ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So I'll do the countdown.
Okay.
Get ready to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, and just to reiterate to those who might not know, this tournament is running a best-of-9 format. So the first person to win 5 of these any percent races is going to move on to the next round.
All right, and we're off. It looks like PM might not have started his timer there.
Looks like Noob Guy is going to go for the small Mario strats for now. Maybe a little less consistent, but might be feeling good about it, or just wants to get a slight edge over PM, who's going to take a little bit of time to get up to Fire Mario.
Yeah, using the small Mario is definitely faster, but a lot riskier, especially in a race setting.
Sure.
So especially, we'll see.
If it were just one single race, you might be better off doing that kind of thing, playing a little riskier to save that time. But I think in the, having to win 5 races, it makes a lot of sense to me to go for a really consistent strat, unless you fall really far behind in the race count.
Both with a nice clean 1-2. Oh, it looks like Noob Guy is going to take the mushroom.
Okay, so maybe just grabbing 1 mushroom for to be able to take that extra hit of damage. Maybe not necessarily going all the way up to Fire Mario. We'll see what he decides to do here, though.
I haven't seen anyone take the mushroom in 4-1 yet. That's a new strategy for me. Both of them, Noob Guy with a little bit of swag at the end there with the crouching jump.
So both pretty clean so far, heading into 4-2 here.
Yeah,
but I think this is kind of where things get challenging, though, right?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of different ways to do this. They both go for the same strategy to set up the wrong warp. PM gets it, Noob Guy does not, and has to go for the intended method.
That's going to cost him quite a good little chunk of time there.
Yeah. And this is giving PM a fairly sizable lead going into World 8. He pulls off 4-2 very smoothly.
Showing off just how slow that vine animation actually is.
And now here is the level where having fire matters the most in a race. To play it optimally, you get a 200 on the in-game timer at the end of the level. With fire, that's very easy to do. Without it, it becomes extremely challenging.
Yeah, I would say this is the level where you kind of have to, if you don't have fire, there are some places where you simply just have to slow down, or else you'll get hit.
And PM shows how it's done. Noob Guy taking it a bit slow, as you'd expect for someone who doesn't have the fire flower.
And a little slower, but getting through the level relatively cleanly. So he's still within the striking distance here for the first race. All it would take is a any kind of death really. PM.
True, and that's the thing about racing in this category, is tiny mistakes can end up with minutes of time loss.
Because not only would he, if he managed to die, he would not only, you know, lose the time from the death, but he'd go back to being small Mario, so if he's prepped for this tournament largely by practicing Fire Mario strats, that might throw him off as well.
True. But he makes it through despite some tricky stairs. Oh, and Noob Guy takes a death on the 8-2 stairs.
Little distracted by all those enemies surrounding him, just takes a little dip into the hole there. Unfortunate.
He did get an unfortunate pattern with the bullet bill there. The hardest to make it through. And takes another death at the start. Meanwhile, PM is going through 8-3 with fire. Again, another level where using the fire flower makes it much easier.
Yeah, he's gonna head into 8-4 here with a pretty healthy lead at this point.
But as we've seen in recent races, a lot of stuff can go wrong in 8-4, and I believe that's a game over for Noob Guy. So he's gonna have to go back to the start of World 8.
Yeah, perhaps just rushing it a little bit after that first death.
This is PM's race to lose at the moment.
Missing the wall jump, but not too significant at this point. Just gotta make it through this level, and he will take first victory.
Oh no, he didn't scroll the screen far enough to get the wrong warp, and took a hit. Has to be very careful now. Alright, through the water section. We'll see if he challenges the Potaboo. Barely makes it through. Not going to challenge Bowser. Finishes the race. His timer wasn't going, but it looked like it was about a 5:23 or so. So PM will take a 1-0 lead in this best of 9. Alright, Noob Guy still making it through World 8. Not sure if he's going to keep going or reset once he knows that PM has finished. He's having terrible luck with those bullet bills. They're always firing at the inopportune times.
You know, it makes you wonder a little bit how many races it might impact if the game didn't send you back to the beginning of the world for a game over.
Yeah, it's interesting how few people knew about that as well, like playing the game as a kid.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely didn't know at first that that you could jump back into the world that you game overed on. So I remember when I was young playing this game for the first time, I was constantly starting back over from 1-1. And that was an experience.
Me too. Yeah, it makes beating the game without warp zones a lot easier.
For sure.
Alright, that looks like Noob Guy might be just trying to continue on and finish this first race. Having a little more trouble with 8-2. Oh, and he gets, this is a good example of what fireworks are. He ended that with a 6 in the final digit on his in-game timer, so this little animation plays wasting 3 seconds. And in a speed run, obviously we don't really want that. Okay, and it looks like he's just gonna keep going. I believe he's on 1 life right now. Having a rough go of it. Okay, I think he's gonna reset. Or no, spoke too soon. New guy does not give up. Oh, taking that jump a little too quick as well. And okay, now he said...
Looks like we're going to hop into race 2 here shortly.
All right. Kerbis, you want to do the countdown this time?
Sure. Runners can confirm that they are ready for race number 2. All right. We'll get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we'll see if maybe Noob Guy elects to go for Fire Mario strats this time around, or sticks to what he tried in race 1. Because he was pretty close there until he started taking the World 8 deaths. So it seemed to work out for him in the early game at the very least.
Yeah. Interesting strategy. Noob Guy with 379 on the timer in the underground. Means he could have gone just a bit faster, but as it stands, he'll still have a lead going into 1-2 because PM did pick up the mushroom once again. We'll see how risky... Okay, he's going to take the safe strat for that first jump. Oh, Noob Guy. He pulled off the first pipe jump, which is the community's term for when you jump off the lip of a pipe while a piranha plant is there. Very precise, takes a lot of practice. Hit the first one, but hit the plant on the second one, and PM will take the lead.
Now, how often is pipe jumping actually a time-saving strat as opposed to a swag strat?
In a lot of levels. In 1-2, to play through it as fast as possible, you need to do 2. In 8-1, you need to do 3. There are others in 4-1. If you watch Cosmic, he will always do pipe jumps. In 4-1, just a swag strat. But in 1-2 and 8-1, it's necessary to have a high level time. Alright, struggling a bit on the stairs is Noob Guy, but in the end both make it through to 4-2.
If you ask me, the staircase is our true final boss in this game.
Yeah. They're very tricky to get the hang of. PM with another smooth push to get the wrong warp to work. What he's doing there by ducking under that wall of blocks is pushing Mario's sprite forward without scrolling the screen. And because of the way the game handles warping you to different locations, that puts you into the warp zone to World 8 much quicker.
Snoop Guy will get the wrong warp there. A little bit slower, but he does manage to get it, so still, I imagine, saving time over having to use the bind. And he's actually, I just noticed Fire Mario right now, so...
Yeah.
Where he picked up the Fire Flower, but electing for different power-up times than PM here.
Yeah, interesting. I've never seen anyone pick up the mushroom and flower in 4-1 and 4-2 before. Wonder if that is faster or slower than the more normal method. Oh! And this is Noob Guy's opportunity. PM takes a death on the 8-1 stairs.
Taking a spill. Yeah, so Noob Guy with firepower and a lead. This, I'd say race 2 is his to lose. Assuming he can have a bit of a cleaner World 8.
Oh no!
He's gonna go ahead and die in the same spot!
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So now we are down to 2 small Marios in World 8.
Anything could happen from now on.
Yeah, this is where it can get truly interesting.
The strategies that both runners had going into this world are now kind of thrown out the window because they lost their power-up.
Yeah, we're in full-on improv mode, it seems, right now.
PM clearing the stairs on the second try, but getting a 6 on the final digit of the timer.
And Noob Guy also clearing those stairs on his second attempt.
PM picking up a safety mushroom in 8-2 very smoothly, I would say.
Yeah, a smart play. Yeah,
That one can be tricky to get, but he played it well.
Yeah, no deaths in 8-2. PM gonna go ahead and claim his healthy lead, and noobguy will also pick up a mushroom. I think definitely a smart play for these guys. Go for that backup.
Especially going into 8-3. Runners do not know what these Hammer Bros are going to do, and some of their patterns can be very difficult to avoid at a moment's notice. So, if you can, just like that.
Yep.
If you
got a couple get past. Oh, almost gets bopped.
Very well handled on that last enemy from PM as he goes into 8-3 with the lead once again.
Now this time he's gonna head into the last level with no power up. Last time, firepower, or just a big Mario, no firepower. So this time he's not gonna have the leniency to take any damage here. Oh, but he does. The Paracoop gets him.
And noobguy dies on 8-3 as well on the final Hammer Brother.
That was a game over, so that's gonna set him back pretty far here.
Okay, I believe PM is also on his last life though. So if he wants to win this race, he needs to clutch it out right now. Missing the wall jump. Gets through the pipe alright.
He was breathing down his neck.
Solid turnaround room.
Probably sweating a little, creeping under that fire bar.
Yeah, not the most confident water section, but he gets through. Doesn't challenge the Potaboo.
Oh, but
right under Bowser. Finishes up with around a 6.5 minute time. Whew, all right.
That one was a roller coaster. But PM gonna go up 2-0 here. So he's gonna need 3 more wins to move on to the next round of this tournament, and noobguy's gonna have to make a bit of a comeback here.
Alright, noobguy might be looking to finish this race up. Yeah, PM having a bit more trouble than the first race, but managed to avoid the game over.
Yeah, if he would have game overed in 8-4 there, this would have been something else. Definitely the most wild race that I've seen in this tournament so far.
Yeah, not quite, at least in my opinion, as wild as the final race of the last game, in which Gunlap tried to go for a swag strat at the end of 8-4 and game overed, wasting like 4 minutes.
Oh man, yeah, that's a questionable play, but hey, sometimes you gotta go for the swag. The swag points matter sometimes, you know.
All right, noobguy is going to try and finish up this race, get more practice in on 8-4. Never a bad idea.
Maybe gather some confidence to go into the next race with a better mindset here.
Yeah, although he hasn't come too close to winning either of the first 2 races, as he takes a death, he's certainly shown the potential to make this interesting.
Yeah, he's shown he's capable at the very least. I think both races he kept it really close up until World 8, so just gotta clean up some of the later levels and he can certainly get some wins here.
Unfortunately takes another death. I think he's only on 1 life now. Alright, you got this, noobguy, we believe in you. So the winner of this race will move on to the second round to play GTAce99, who is a very talented NA% runner. He has a low 457, which is an accomplishment for sure. But in a race setting, oh no, a death on the hammer, bro. That actually means that he jumped on the first frame possible coming out of that pipe.
Accidentally optimal.
Yeah.
Too optimal.
At any frame after that, the hammer bro there is an easy kill. Just jump right into him. But on that first frame... Alright, so... fell short of finishing up this time. We're going to move on to the third match.
So yeah, this first round of the tournament, just because of how the number of entrants worked out, this is kind of sort of a play-in round. A lot of runners got first round buys, you know, the top seeds of the tournament. So anyone who wins these first round matches are going to wind up going against a pretty darn good runner.
That's true. For those that were wondering, like you haven't seen some of the bigger names like Cosmic or Royal Gamer, they are in the tournament. Just have a bye for this first round.
All right, and it looks like our racers are ready to get going with round 3 here.
All right. I'll do the countdown. Get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. That's probably a little bit confusing for you guys listening, since there's a bit of a delay between what the runners are hearing and the stream itself. But all right. Oh, and PM has not started his timer again. I think that's all right. We dealt with it in the first race. All right, once again, going for the same strategy. Worked for him the first 2 times, so no reason to change it up.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that at least in this early round so far, that Fire Mario strats have worked out pretty well for people deciding to employ them.
Noob guy, again, going for the safe strat there. We'll see if he tries the pipe jumps this time. Oh! Almost gets the second one. Meanwhile, PM takes an early hit and dies in World 1, 2 to the Piranha Plant. This is not what he was hoping for.
Yeah, losing out on his firepower really early here, so that could cost him pretty heavily. But he's going to go for this backup mushroom at the very least.
Alright, Noob Guy making it through 4-1, which is, in just about anyone's opinion, the easiest level in the run. Unless, of course, you're a top-level runner and going for Flagpole Glitch, in which case it's extremely difficult.
I mean, if you're a top runner, more or less every level is difficult at that point.
Yep, this game has been so optimized that you have to go for incredibly difficult tricks to improve your time at the top.
It's probably the kind of game where there is one of the biggest differences between grinding for a top time and racing the game. A lot of games you can kind of just use the same strats that you would do in normal attempts in race settings, but this game you see a lot of backups, a lot of different strats used.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, Noob Guy did not get enough pixels to scroll Mario forward. Oh,
fails it again.
This is unfortunate because now he just has to take a game over and start back at the start of World 4.
Yeah, because it's not like you can just play out the level normally, because you need that warp zone to get to World 8. So unless you want to go through every level up until World 8 individually, you're just going to have to take a game over there and play one extra level instead.
Okay, so PM has his lead back, but does take a hit in 8-1.
He's struggling this game with losing his firepower quite a bit, but still with a healthy lead here due to noobguy having some trouble with the wrong warp.
Alright, making it through 8-1 is PM, as noobguy gets his second try at 4-2. Noobguy going for the optimal method here. Gets it. Let's see if he gets into the pipe. Gonna take it a bit slow. Alright, that was the fastest method, if he hadn't bumped into the pipe there, of getting to the warp zone. Meanwhile, oh, I thought for a second that
Looks
PM
like he
was
was
going...
gonna go for the bullet bill.
Yeah. There's a crazy glitch you can do where if you hit a bullet bill essentially on the same frame as you touch the base of the flagpole, you clip into it and trigger the countdown early, saving about 0.7 seconds.
Definitely the kind of thing that probably won't be too consequential in any of these races, but you know, 0.7 seconds, that when you're talking about optimizing this game, like that time save is massive.
Very true. Oh! Noobguy almost saves himself with an accidental wall jump. Unfortunately, he wasn't expecting it and went over. That would have been the coolest save ever.
So noobguy almost being accidentally optimal twice.
Yeah. Oh, PM taking a death right at the start of 8-4. I'm not sure how many lives he has. Just one left.
So this is still a race with PM being on his last life and in World 8-4 while noobguy's in 8-1 if he took a game over. Especially with being small Mario right now. If he took a game over, he would lose his lead.
Yeah, definitely an example of how punishing this category is to race. If he dies right now, he's going to have to do the entire second half of the run over again. But if he doesn't, he only has 15 seconds left.
Part of what can make this so compelling, especially in a multi-race format, you're never truly out of it. There can always be a mistake, big enough mistake made, and he does die right before getting to Bowser, trying to play it safe on the Potobo.
Meanwhile, noobguy also takes a death and is down to 1 life, -2.
So noobguy is in a position of having a lead, but he can't die on these next 3 levels, or else he's gonna go right back to 8-1, just like PM did. Definitely a good time to be grabbing the mushroom here.
True. So what happened with PM and 8-4 there? Oh.
World 8 has been a struggle today for both runners.
Yeah, if you get off your rhythm, those patterns can start to mess you up very easily. What happened with PM and 8-4 there is he tried to slow down to avoid the Potaboo or the jumping fireball at the end there, because there is a rare pattern that kills you no matter what. But he didn't get enough speed. As noobguy takes another death in 8-1, he didn't quite get enough speed to clear the gap and get to Bowser.
Yeah, so in these levels, now to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're going for PB attempts, you kind of get into a rhythm of seeing relatively the same patterns of the enemies in these levels over and over again. So once you're in a race setting and you die and you have to do the level again as opposed to resetting, and they're just going to be completely random, you don't know what's coming at you, make it very interesting.
Yeah, the RNG, in air quotes, elements of this game are completely deterministic based on how many frames sense power on. So high-level runners can know exactly what patterns they're going to get if they're on the pace they want. But in a race, completely out the window. Alright, PM taking the mushroom, getting a second chance at the final level of the game. Well, the noob guy's struggling quite a bit to get through 8-2. I'm taking another death, so that'll be another game over for noob guy. And another great opportunity for PM to finish this off. Fails the wall jump once again. But at this point, a few seconds of time saved isn't going to make a huge difference.
At this time, if he gets through this water section without taking damage, he can kind of just bully his way through that Podobo instead of worrying.
Ooh.
Oh, but he does take damage on the fire bar. So, probably going to look to play it safe again here. Hopefully not die, falling into a pit. And gets enough speed that time. Just going to wait out Bowser.
And finish the race.
This
So
time,
PM,
over 9 minutes, but this game kind of rearing its ugly head, showing you that some of these older speed games that are not just hard to play fast, they're hard to just beat in general. At any speed. Yeah, PM gonna take a 3-0 lead here. Once again, a best of 9, so he's 2 wins away from advancing to the next round of the tournament.
Yep. Oh, noob guy tries to go under that Koopa, but that was not the pattern. Oh, and taking another death in 8-2. It is such a hard level if you don't know what those enemies are going to do. Oh, and that's a really unlucky death there. I'm pretty sure the Spiny is not usually in that position.
And another thing that we've kind of overlooked thus far, but in these later levels, there aren't as many power-ups, as many easy power-ups that you can get. So it's not like the early game where they get firepower pretty quickly. Once you die, it's hard to get back up to having firepower. So it's kind of just a vicious cycle of not being able to get to those safety strats and dying because of it.
True. Even though 8-1 is the longest level, there are no mushrooms. The deeper in you get, the less opportunity you have to play it safe with those. Okay, we're about ready to get started with the 4th game. Might have to wait just a bit. All right, Curvis, do you want to do the honors for the countdown?
Sure thing. Get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So as I was mentioning earlier, the winner of this will go on to the second round to face GTAs, a very talented runner who's going currently, I believe, for a 456 PB, which takes insane talent at running the game. So look forward to that in the future.
Yeah, 456 being a very exclusive club. Do you happen to know offhand how many people exactly have that kind of time?
I believe it's 6. You have Darbian, Cosmic, Sumwest, Royal Gamer, Tavenweb, and Stuck in the Plate, I believe, are the 6 who have 456. And of all the hundreds of people who've run that game,
Yeah,
it is really an exclusive club.
SMB1 being one of the more popular speed games out there. So it's not like we're talking about 6 out of 15 runners or something. There, there are hundreds of people who have speedrun this game in this category. So for
Absolutely.
only 6 to have accomplished that, really tells you all you need to know how difficult it is.
Yeah, PM sticking with his tried and true power-up method. Noob Guy also going for the same strats. Not going to pick up the mushroom in 4-1 this time. I wonder if he's just trying to go all out to make up the lead.
Could be. You know, I wonder if going for the mushroom in 4-1 instead of 1-1 was almost like just like a self-confidence thing. Hey, maybe I'll pull away with a little bit of a lead, and it'll help me play a little better, having that visual lead.
Yeah, that could be. Certainly some people play better from behind, and some people play better from ahead.
For sure.
It's smart to figure out what works best for you.
I know personally I'm a train wreck either way.
Noob Guy once again getting a very clean zone. Not quite getting into the pipe on time, but that method... Uh-oh. Okay, I thought PM might have missed the wrong one, but not quite. Either way, Noob Guy maintains his lead into World 8.
Yeah, really, just staying as Small Mario is what has given him the majority of this lead right now. But this is where, once again, World 8 is going to get interesting.
For sure.
PM will be able to move much quicker through this level here. Would not be surprised to see him retake the lead. And he's going to retake the lead. Guy takes another death in 8-1.
It's unfortunate. You see really a live comparison there of how much easier this is if you have the Fire Flower. Oh, Noob Guy again running into the Piranha Plant on the jump over it. The hitboxes are small, but they are still there. As PM takes it into 8-2. Ooh. Black 2 almost gets him. But he carries on. Okay. Oh, takes a hit. Not exactly what he wanted. But, oh, he's gonna go for Bolt Bill Glitch. Is he gonna get it?
Oh, it was
No.
so close.
I thought for a second he had it, but not quite. Meanwhile, Noob Guy is back at the start of 8-1 again. This level has really been his bane. But, as we've seen, a lot can happen. Noob Guy gonna... Oh! PM taking a death in 8-3, as Noob Guy takes a death in 8-1. Alright, PM getting...
That death he took was because he was trying to take out the Hammer Bros in order to get up to that mushroom that he just collected. So trying to go for safety actually wound up costing him death. And he's once again Small Mario. Hammer Bros giving him a hard time this level, but he makes it through.
Yeah. Alright, so PM will go on to 8-4. As we've seen before, though, that does not mean that he's about to win. Racing this game can be so punishing, and small mistakes can completely change it.
Yeah, I mean, that one death in the last race, he was within seconds of finishing, and it set him back multiple minutes. Oh, and he takes another death to the Paracupa.
This could be Noob Guy's chance.
Is he once again on one life?
Yep. Oh, but... Noob Guy taking a death. Again. Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite getting the wall jump.
But at least safely makes it up past those Paracupas this time.
Into the water section.
Once again, no leniency. No power-ups. He has to make it through here without taking any hits.
Kills the hammer bro. Doesn't challenge the Potaboo. And PM will take a commanding 4-0 lead in this best of 9.
Wrapping that one up much cleaner with a 6-minute time. So yeah, he is 1 win away from advancing in this tournament.
Alright, Noob Guy gonna keep going and collect the mushroom for safety, as you've seen both runners do multiple times by now.
So yeah, not only is there less power-ups in these World 8 levels, but they're in much more precarious places. Kind of those 2 hammer bros guarding that mushroom there.
True, there is a reason why this is one of the original platformers that inspired so much. They did a lot of things right. Even though by modern standards, you look at this game sometimes and I'm not sure what they were thinking there. There's still a lot of it that is brilliant. All right. So we are, I believe, about ready. Yep, we're ready to get the 5th game started. So runners, get ready to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
All right, so if I were Noob Guy, I would probably continue to go small Mario strats. Just go all out, see what you can do. Down 4-0 position. Looks like you will, at least for now, do that very thing.
Definitely would be my strategy in that situation.
Now you could also say though that PM has looked a little shakier in the last couple games as opposed to the first couple games where he got 5-minute times. So you might say, hey, maybe I'll play it super safe and hope that his trend of dying in a bunch of times in World 8 will continue. But it's always a tough call basing what you want to do on your opponent. I tend to just kind of like to do my own thing, play as well as I'm going to play, and my opponent outplays me, then fair enough.
I think that's the way to do it. Sometimes you'll get it where in the Super Mario Odyssey World Peace Tournament, your opponent gets a world record, as Stravos did.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll play way below their PB, and you can take an upset. All you can do is play what you know how to do.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for comfortability of what you're used to doing. So even if you're not necessarily used to doing Fire Mario strats, it is objectively safer, but if you're more familiar with small Mario stuff, you might be safer individually going for that in a race setting, just because it's more what you're used to.
That said, Noob Guy has looked very confident. Maybe psychologically it helps him to be behind and just being like, okay, I'm just gonna play out of my mind, not even worry. Ooh, misses the bump there. Let's see if he still gets the wrong warp. He does. Very well done.
That one was looking a little precarious.
And just like last race, he enters World 8 with the lead. Let's see if he can clutch out a good 8-1.
Yeah, perhaps by now he's feeling warmed up on World 8. Feeling confident. I'd like to see him get through one cleanly here. And see if he can clutch it out.
Oh, hits
Nice
the pipe jump. Very well done.
So yeah, looking pretty clean in this 8-1. We'll see if the stairs get him. And he makes it through. A small lead, but a lead nonetheless.
It might not actually be a lead since he got those 3 fireworks. Ah,
Oh,
yeah,
you're
that was
right,
the
yeah.
difference.
So now with
Oh, taking a death at the beginning stairs.
yeah, like World 8 is just really where the firepower pays off. You can tell just from how both runners went through that 8-1. That was a really good showing of how good the firepower can be.
Meanwhile, I feel like we're not quite giving PM enough credit. He has played very well this race. Pretty much hasn't made any mistakes as noobguy takes another death to the tricky pattern at the end there.
Perhaps PM's cleanest race of the set so far.
Yeah, I would say so.
So I don't think he's even taken a hit of damage, let alone die.
Noobguy taking the mushroom.
He
Oh,
finally does lose his firepower there, Piranha.
let's see. Can he get through the Hammer Bros? No, got a tough pattern at the end.
Last one gets him. Still sitting in good position though with 2 lives. Just as long as he can make it through without his firepower up.
Yeah,
noobguy will go for the mushroom.
Noobguy just game overed as well. So he's back at 8-1. Oh. Didn't expect him to be able to get over that guy. Yeah, I mean... Okay, and he's into World 8-4. As noobguy is still trying to make it through 8-1 on his second go of it.
And more importantly, he made it to 8-4 with his big Mario power-up still, so gonna make this a lot safer. In a pretty good position to take home the 5-0 sweep here, but it is not a given that he will beat this level without taking a couple deaths.
Okay, not quite hitting the wall jump once again. Looks like he was going for the harder frame perfect setup as opposed to the easier 2-frame setup. Oh, taking another hit to the fire bar. But if he plays it safe, PM should have it and move on to round 2. Not going to challenge the Poda Boost, smart move. Not going to challenge Bowser's Hammers. And PM takes it. Congratulations to him, a 5-0 sweep in the first round.
That has been a trend this tournament so far. A lot of really one-sided matchups, but I feel like the score made it seem more lopsided here than it actually was. noobguy putting up a pretty good showing, just really struggling with 8-3 for the most part in these races.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed too. There's been a lot of races where the underdog had chances to win. So far, they've all been sweeps, but they've still been close in many instances.
Yeah, we're kind of right on the brink of those upset games happening. So I think as we get further into this tournament, it's gonna happen one of these times, you know? Feels like every game there's like that possibility of the upset. It just hasn't quite happened yet.
Right, I think we are going to invite our 2 runners in for a post-match interview. Or actually, hold on maybe just a second, as PM still needs to do the cheat prevention method. What we're doing for this tournament is, as you can see on his screen, when you beat the game, you can go back to the main screen and select the world you want to start from. And the runners do not know which world we're going to pick until after they've completed their races. Just proves beyond reasonable doubt that he is performing this in real time. All right, so once he does that, They're going to come into the call for just a couple quick questions. Whenever you guys are ready.
Hello,
right.
guys.
All right, we got new guy here with us. So we were kind of saying it seemed like you kept it really close a lot of those races until World 8. World 8-3 in particular just seemed to give you a lot of trouble. So just anything you have to say about that in general?
Yeah, I mean, 8-3 is just one of those levels that I think of as just run, jump, and pray, because there's no real way to tell with the Hammer Brothers, especially trying to avoid the last Hammer Brother giving you a low throw. There's not much you can do about that.
Sure. So maybe just trying to go as fast as you can and praying for the best with getting lucky with the Hammer Bros.
Yeah, that was pretty much my strategy.
Yeah. So any reason in particular that you decided to go with Small Mario strats instead of Fire Mario?
Well, I'm not very good with fire kills, and I didn't practice with those very much. I just can't seem to get grips with that. If you jump and you're able to fire at the piranha plant, it'll die. So often I just do small anyways, just to I feel like I'm a little better at Small Mario.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. I was kind of saying that just doing something that you're more familiar with can sometimes be more consistent than maybe the objectively more consistent method. So definitely not a bad play if that's what you're used to, I would say. But still taking the time to get some power-ups in World 8 when you felt you needed it, which I also thought was smart.
Thank you.
But yeah, unfortunately, losing 5-0, but I think you played a lot closer than the score would indicate. So a good showing, and I hope you had fun in the tournament.
Yeah, I had fun. Thank you guys for doing this, and congratulations to PM. It was had a fun time. They're pretty good at speedrunning, so congratulations to them again.
Yes, congratulations, PM. He will be moving on to the next round of this tournament, round 2.
And I believe we also have him in the call. PM, how do you feel about your win?
Hello, everyone. I feel good. Of course, I feel good for passing to the next phase, but I'm not really happy with my performance today. I died too much.
Sure.
I was not expecting it.
So maybe some stuff to clean up for the next round. You will have some time.
Yeah, surely. I need to sharp my firepower route.
Sure. So have you practiced Fire Mario strats a lot in preparation for this tournament, or were you kind of already used to it?
I'm kind of used to use Fire Mario because I ran War Plus, and I do Fire Mario because it's faster.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was kind of saying that in another race I commentated. Perhaps people who have done a lot of Warpless, even though the strats might not necessarily be exactly the same, just having general experience with Fire Mario might help you out.
Yeah, that sure helped. But I still did pretty bad, in my opinion.
Well,
usually I do way better on my streams when I'm going for PB, and well,
as I like to say, you're not always going to play your peak, your best, but we do take those. It is a win at the end of the day, so
yeah.
Yeah, just definitely gives you some things to work on for your next match. Especially,
yeah, I need to practice a lot.
And I think your worst race was, it was match 3 where you died trying to pass underneath the Podobo at the very end. I think that was more of an anomaly than anything. I'd say that probably isn't a mistake that you make too often.
No, I don't ever wait for the Lodobu.
Right.
I always challenge it.
Yeah.
But
So
now, since we are in races and you can't reset, and
Right.
I was small Mario, I waited, and I didn't get enough momentum to reach the next platform. And that resulted in a game over, I believe.
yeah. Yes. So that
So, your next match is going to be against GTAs. How do you feel about that match?
I'm really scared, to be honest. I don't know how that player plays. I don't know if he takes small Mario or Fire Mario, but I know that player has a really strong PB.
Yeah, for sure. Any other questions, Curtis?
no, I think we're good to go ahead and wrap things up here. We do have another SMB1 race in about an hour and a half on this same channel. So if you're looking for more Mario action, you can stick around for that, as well as we have some Mario Odyssey matches on our Speedrun SMO channel later tonight. At 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the bronze match for the World Peace Tournament. So two really good runners there. Should be a fun race. And then another one of our first round, or actually second round bingo matches in the Odyssey Triple Bingo Tournament at 10 p.m. Eastern. So that's kind of what's on the schedule for the rest of tonight across Speedrun channels. Other than that, have a good rest of your night, everybody, and we'll hopefully see you back here for more races in the future.